Hello and welcome to the Sovereign Stylist. My name is Darcy Harrison and I am one of the administrators and part of the expansion team of the Sovereign Stylist. And I am here to introduce to you Pam Gruber Holder, and she is from Colorado, and she is also part of the TSS expansion team and moderators. And so we are going to do a little real talk today. A lot of people are returning to the salon and we have some very specific questions to ask Pam. What we are going to do, because we are a safe space and want to make sure that Pam feels comfortable at any time. If she is uncomfortable or feels overwhelmed or would like to have a pause, she is permitted to say pineapple, and we will pause the recording and we will come back when she feels more comfortable. That is so that she feels comfortable and so that you all know that we cultivate people feeling good in their expression and making everyone feel kumbaya on that moment, so everyone feels good about it. So we are going to begin. If you are ready, Pam?
I'm ready.
All right, ready. Okay, so first question. Where do you live and work, and how long have you been in the cosmetology industry?
All right. Well, I live and work in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I have been a licensed cosmetologist since 1987.
Wow, that is quite a career. Fantastic. What is your favorite part of being a working professional in the cosmetology industry?
Well, I feel like I'm going to work every day and playing with my crayons. And I tell my clients every day, if you don't feel like you're playing with your crayons when you go to work, you're not doing the right thing. So I feel like I'm playing with my crayons every day, and I get to connect with people. And I feel like I'm a huge caretaker, and what a great way to be able to express that.
Awesome. When and how did you hear that your state was ready to reopen salons?
Well, our governor is Jared Polis, and gosh, I think it was April 25th. I watch all of the news press release. I watch the president in the morning, and then the governor follows afterward. And so the governor came on, I think it was April 25th, and said that he was going to ease the stay-at-home restrictions to the safer at home restriction, which was our first executive order from the governor's office, and allow personal services to resume in salons and spas and shops.
Okay.
And so he released us to go back on the 27th, this day, April 27th. And so we were all taken by surprise because we didn't expect this to happen before May 1st, because the executive order was not set to expire until it was set to go through April 30th. So none of us were ready for these extra 4 days. But I quickly contacted some of my clients that have, really been chomping at the bit to get done. They are essential employees. They have been going to work, not feeling great about themselves. Their looks have been falling apart. So our Department of Regulatory Agencies, or DORA, chimed in the very next day and sent out email to all of the licensed cosmetologists and barbers and said, no, you cannot start on April 27th. We need to come up with our guidelines. And so now the date was pushed to May 1st. So I rescheduled my clients for May 1st. We got our documentation from DORA with a couple of days to spare, and we were ready to go.
So what did you do to prepare for reopening?
So this is what I did. So first of all, I went through my schedule, and I do this daily. I go through my schedule, I see who I have, and I'm pre-packing their little kit for their appointment. And everything's been clean and sanitized, which has to be labeled according to DORA in the state of Colorado. And I just, my particular client, I know I use this brush on her, so that's clean. I'm doing a highlight. I've got a comb ready for her. And not that my things aren't always clean and sanitized, but it's a good feeling for them to see that I pulled this out just for their appointment. And also, if we have a health inspector or someone from DORA come in to check, there's no hesitation. Everything is where it needs to be and as clean as it needs to be. So that was the first thing that I did. Also, we had a meeting. I work in a salon where we're all booth renters, and the booth renters got together for a meeting to make sure that we all understood what the guidance was from DORA, and that we all agreed that we were going to abide by the rules, you know, which are no more than 10 people in our building. If you're not with your client, you have to maintain a 6-foot social distance. Everyone is wearing masks. Our clients are required to wait outside and call us or text when they are ready to come in. And we tell them they have to wait for a response so that they know that our area is sanitized and ready for them to come in, and that our other client has left, because we have to maintain the count in the building. And then also there's no walk-ins allowed. It's by appointment only, and we have no double booking allowed. We wouldn't be able to work, all of us, if we were allowing double booking. So we all agreed to those things, and then I posted these signs. So, and this is probably a mirror image, right?
No, actually, it's coming up perfect.
Great. It says if in the last 14 days, if you're sick or you've been exposed to somebody else who's sick, you have to reschedule your appointment. I just don't want anyone to have a different idea. By appointment only. We are not accepting walk-ins at this time. I suggest everybody do this too. I can't tell you how many people are trying to walk in our salons. We are locking the door now. And then just a special note for my clients: wear your mask, check in with text. I'll let you know when my area is clean and sanitized, and wash your hands when you come in. And then I wash my hands at the same time with them, whether or not I just washed my hands, just so they know that I've done what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I think that's all I have in my bag for getting ready.
Okay. What did you do to prep your salon space, your station? How long did it take, etc., for cleaning, deep cleaning before you opened?
So the good news there is our salon owner came in and she had it professionally cleaned. So everything was already cleaned. And when I came in the morning, I came in an hour early. And I just made sure things were sanitized. I don't have my barbicide wipes yet, so I'm using alcohol on touch points because it's got a very quick sitting time, contact time. And then the shampoo bowls, they were spotless, shining, and so I just squirt everything down with the barbicide spray so that it could sit for the 10 minutes. And it's almost dry within 10 minutes too, by the way. So at first I thought it was going to be difficult to determine if it's been 10 minutes or not, but if you time it at first and you can see the evaporation level where it's at, you kind of get a feel for if it's been 10 minutes yet. So
have you done a wipe down after? And a lot of questions about whether we should or should not be wiping down after barbicide spray or alcohol afterwards with any kind of
after the contact time. If it's still wet, the alcohol is dry. The barbicide is not. The barbicide is still a little bit wet. So after 10-minute contact time with the barbicide spray, we are wiping it down.
Okay, cool. What sort of PPE or protective gear, whether it's hospital grade or not, are you wearing? And what are some more details about your ongoing protocol throughout the day?
All right, so specifically the state of Colorado required us to sanitize our area once per day. And now the requirement is we have to do that between every single client. So it's the shampoo bowls, it's the dryer, the hair dryer, the hooded dryer, rather, sorry, the styling station, all these things we are absolutely going to the nth degree to clean and disinfect. And for PPE, I shower every single day. I'm pulling my hair back because you do not want hair on your face, because if you get a loose hair, you're going to go to touch it, and you don't want to be touching your face. We all know that. It's been drilled into us. But just my suggestion, keep your hair pulled back. This was the first mask that I was using, and although it gave me, I feel, really adequate protection, I've got a pretty good seal here. My glasses are already fogged up. I got to the my very first client, I couldn't wear my glasses. I had to take them off. So now my anxiety is starting to go up. I'm not getting the oxygen that I'm used to getting. I'm not wearing my glasses that I'm used to using. I'm now worried about cutting myself. How has that exposed myself even more? So you got to realize that your mind is going to take you on these trips and ramp you up. This lasted me, I could take this type of mask for 2 whole days. That was it. On my 3rd day, or I'm sorry, it was for 3 days. On my 4th day, I couldn't come in. I had to take a day off. So I swapped my clients for my day off. I took a day off, and I got re-oxygenated. I really think that was an issue. I did get my new shipment of new masks in. I now have these. So much better. Okay, so first of all, I can pinch it down around my face. It's away from my glasses. I can keep my glasses on. This isn't tight at all. It's not pulling my ear forward that I'm seeing a lot of the other girls with their homemade masks. They're not the right size, and they're getting pressure sores here, and it's not good for them. So this one is really working out for me. I'm able to keep my glasses on. My customers are now protected from me, and when they're coming in with their masks, I'm now protected also in case they're carrying. So clean smock, clean clothes. I shower every single day, shampoo every single day. This is not the time to get your fantasy color to last. You really need to be shampooing every single day. I think it's important.
Are you wearing a face shield? I don't know if that's part of your protocol as suggested or mandated, or is that something
mandated and currently unavailable. One of the girls that I work with was able to put in an order, and she's ordered face shields for all of us, and we're just waiting for them to come in. But I want everyone to understand that a face shield does not replace the requirement for a mask. It just offers you a little bit more protection as a stylist from any kind of vapor or something that could be thrown back into your face, being 6 inches over somebody's head.
And how do you deal with someone who has not brought their own mask as a client?
We are not allowing it, period. We had one person who wanted to be kind of rogue and be resistant about their mask. And so we're like, well, we have a mask right here for you. If you'd like to keep your appointment, you need your mask. And so we were just very insistent about that. Whether or not everybody in the salon agrees that that's the protection that we really need or not, we agreed that we were going to do it. And the good news is we're all 100% on board, and we supported the rule. We supported the stylist that said no. And the client got pushback from more than one person, and she put on her mask. So that's happening. And like I said, we're refusing walk-ins, and we have to lock the door because they are trying to come in.
So this is a little bit off of our pre-approved interview questions, but I think it's tangential to this, or at least a segue, is what are you doing different with clients? Are you adding time? Are you changing prices? Is there a surcharge? Are you doing blow dries? Are you eliminating shampoos? What has amended and what has been kept the same?
Okay, so some of us have decided not to blow dry. I do have really, really high prices. I've had had a hard time saying no to blow drying. I do have a PPE surcharge. Right now, I'm just charging $5 extra. And I want everyone to understand this too, because I've seen a lot of comments going around our groups, and people are saying, well, we sanitize every day and we know what to do and we have these things. But I'm here to tell you, my PPE and sanitation supplies, it's quadrupled to my normal. I mean, you're talking about sanitizing once a day on the regular, and now you have to do it after every single client. So you're going to be going through bottles of barbicide like you have not before. You're going to be going through bottles of alcohol like you have not before. And good luck finding these things. Hydrogen peroxide. If you're at the store and you see these items, pick a couple up because you're going to need them. Let's see, we're just making sure we're washing everything in hot water. We're drying everything through the high heat cycle, the sanitize cycle. It actually says sanitize, so that makes me feel good. We ask clients, they cannot bring anything to drink because they can't be taking off their mask and drinking. I mean, it just doesn't mesh. And yeah, I mean, you know, clean capes for everybody. The towels are super dry. There's that's super important too. There was some specific guidance in terms of laundering that our state provided to us, and that was part of it. So we're doing all the things.
And how long have you decided to, is there a mandated between client time, or have you decided a certain amount of time that you need to sanitize between each client? How are you operating that?
I'm taking at least 30 minutes between my clients. Number one, I need the extra time to sanitize. Number two, I need to go outside and breathe. It is so important to keep your oxygen levels up so that your mentality stays positive. Because I tell you what, those first few days that I was wearing the mask that was suffocating me, I was tanking, and I was sad, I was upset, I felt gross. I felt like, you know, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? I'm going to be mortified if I get anybody sick, absolutely mortified. And so that's really my top priority is everybody's health. So I don't know. I so personally conflicted, and I expect a lot of you are going to feel the same way. I don't know. I managed to push through it, and I've got today off. I'm going back tomorrow, going back Saturday, Sunday, Monday. My schedule is not normal at all. And have I mentioned that I'm only taking 3 and 4 maximum a day?
No, this is first time sharing it here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did the math yesterday. I am taking half the amount of clients, and I'm almost doubling the time that I'm taking with my clients for my day. So that means I'm operating at 25%. So yeah, my prices have gone up. I am charging for the extra product that I need to do, you know,
for the long routes.
And something else you guys want to be cognizant of is you may no longer be working with just 1 or 2 zones. You might be working with 3 zones now. And that might take 3 different formulas. So really have your thinking cap on, make sure you're getting enough air so you're thinking clearly. And if you're hesitating at all about coming up the right formulas, you have any question about anything at all, tap one of your other coworkers on the shoulder. And we are supporting each other so much. It's lovely how much it's come together.
I think we are generally, if I can just speak for booth renters, we're in our own lane and we don't have a choice. We have to work together now. And so I think that is part of the silver lining, as much as, you know, there is a lot of chaos and fear going around, that there is the glass half full part of that equation. Right. So I just wanted to kind of review obviously we have not been doing hair for a number of weeks, and some of us for even longer than you. What feelings, adjustments, things did you notice coming back after not doing hair for an extended amount of time?
Physical fatigue. So this is because of not blow drying for 6 weeks and going back with the blow dryer. I sprained my wrist, and so now when I'm not working, and when I'm sleeping, I've got this on to protect it. It hurts. My hip is killing me. My feet hurt. 6 weeks off. If you don't use it, you lose it. I got to get back in the practice again. I'm sore.
Yeah, I was telling someone the other day that even just coming back after a while, that it's going to be, whoa, this is more tiring than it was before. And then on top of it, you have the added stamina that you need for the extra gear and mask, and having to, do extra sanitizing regimen on top of it. I was telling someone I should start Rocky training with the mask on and start walking around the neighborhood just to get the stamina back up. Because,
with a can of pork and beans in each
right.
hand.
Right. Having a sense of humor about it.
Right.
So, I want to make sure that we focus on the mental health aspect. Because we could go on and on and on about what we're required to do and what we are doing and how we're talking to clients. So let's real talk it. How are you feeling?
Today I feel better. I got through work yesterday. I was able to breathe a lot better. And I think that has a lot to do with where I'm at mentally today. But you really take a beating mentally, just because I am, because I am so worried, and I'm worried about everything. I'm worried about, did I sanitize that armrest? Did I, get that doorknob? Is my face mask on properly? Did I just wash my hands? Go wash my hands again. So there's a lot of things to worry about. And so I think that in terms of anxiety and maybe depression too, I think I'm definitely taking a beating, and I'm seeing other people that have, been able to operate through and maintain with these things in the past. They're struggling too. And maybe you never struggled with these things before. You might start to struggle with them now. So I think it's just really important to be honest with yourself. Maybe have a group of friends that you can check in with and be honest with. I surely had that with you guys through our meetings, and just be real and be honest, and reevaluate every day. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? And then you have to do what's right for you.
And so what kind of coping mechanisms seem to work for you? Because I'll just speak for myself. I do deal with some anxiety and depression in my history. And so my personal concern is, how am I going to not just take care of others, but take care of myself? Because that's something that we do a lot, is, or at least myself, I put that energy outside of myself instead of into myself. And then I wake up and I realize, oh my gosh, I've been ignoring what I need. So what do you do for yourself to cope?
Well, I try to shake it off before I come in the house. I try to leave it at the door. Doesn't really happen. My husband has been super supportive, although he's working really hard. He's a mechanic. He's been helping me come home, make dinner. He helps me take care of our grandbaby. We've got a 1-year-old grandbaby that we're caring for. So I've got a lot of support at home. That's super important. I take time to myself. I do go in my office or my bedroom and I shut the door. I take a shower, and I'm taking a long shower. We've got a hot tub. I do go out for soaks at night. Super relaxing. And I'm going to say, I think I do enjoy having a glass of wine or some drinks at night, but it's, you got to be careful that you're not clobbering yourself by doing that, because you have really got to be on top of it the next day when you're going out to work, because you can't be slipping up. If you slip up, you're possibly really causing some damage.
I hear that, and I definitely example of what I'm doing to make sure, and this is just me inserting an idea, and it is just checking in, having one person to check in with, how many drinks did you have last night, just to keep each other accountable, not because you're policing each other, but just to have an awareness around, you don't want to be doing substance to numb the feelings that you're feeling. And I think it's healthy to process it, digest it, even if you have to, close the door and have a cry or just hit a pillow or whatever expression that you need. Everyone has their own way of dealing with things, and hopefully in a constructive way. And maybe a glass of wine with dinner is part of that, but maybe not the whole bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Just because
Lots of water.
Yeah.
Lots of water is important. That's a great way to get more oxygen into your system. And yeah, Darcy, I had tears. I definitely had some tears. So, and I consider myself a pretty strong person. So
I think of you as a strong person from my interactions with you, and so I know you've been having your own struggles being part of the first wave of stylists going back, and I'd say the fact that you're sharing your experience is really noble and helpful to others. I really commend you for doing this.
Well, I thank you for the opportunity for the therapeutic outlet.
I think you need it. I think everyone's going to need it. And we have to, again, it's not just about the mental health of our clients and connecting with our clients, it's staying grounded with ourselves and admitting that, I thought about it like, well, maybe I should change careers. And then I think about how much I love working with clients and how much I love doing hair. And it just seems like for me personally, I'm willing to deal with these temporary protocols so that maybe one day in the future, it won't be as quote unquote scary, because I do love it so much. And, I'm sure a lot of people would make more money doing other things, but because we love it so much, we do it. Of course, I could be better about not emotionally discounting and all those things. But getting back on the track, what suggestions in your experience in the last week and as you move forward would you give, let's say a top three? What are the top three things that you would suggest in order to broach reopening, deal with reopening, prepare for reopening?
Well, I think call your most comforting clients first and get them in first. Minimize your work day. Increase time between your appointments. There's more than three. I mean, we had a client sitting under the hooded dryer the other day. Her mask didn't fit her properly, and the fumes were blowing down into her mask, and she was overcome by the fumes. So really make sure that you're checking in with your client all the time. Are you comfortable? There's just so much. Every day is a learning experience. Maybe come home and write things down. Write your lessons learned down.
Like a journaling. You might actually, it might be beneficial to have that kind of log so that you can look back on it.
Exactly.
Like, wow, that seems so difficult. And now, let's say, what we've been talking about, on this page and other groups that I'm in is habituating this protocol, and trying to habituate and make this second nature when there's going to be so much demand at the same time is challenging, because how long did it take for us to habituate just basic protocol? We had hours and hours and hours and hours of training that we did before we took state boards in our individual states, and think about the things that we've been lax on. So now we have to be good about the basic protocol, go back to the basics, and then add all these other things. And our mind is just like, I just can barely handle some of a couple things, but there's like a whole long list. So I think that's challenging. So just to wrap up, obviously it seems like you are continuing on. How are you approaching this new future of working in the salon?
Well, I'm just taking it day at a time. Our governor can shut us down again tomorrow. And, you know, if that happens, I've given my clients the heads up that it could happen, and we'll shut down again. So I think it's too hard to prepare for 3 days from now. Right now I can only do it one day at a time.
And that's probably, you know, the best advice that you could probably give anybody is baby steps, right?
Yeah.
If you try to give yourself, oh my God, what am I going to do 6 months from now? I mean, we can't even think to next week, some of us at the moment. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole world could look so different 6 months from now. I hope it's going to look a whole lot better. But the reality is it could look a whole lot worse. So I don't know. We have UFOs and hornets and viruses. Oh my.
Tigers, bears, murder hornets. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again so much for taking this time to share your experience with the Sovereign Stylist, and for all the work that you do every single day with your clients, for yourself, for the Sovereign Stylist, and all of our group members. I know that you're invaluable to the team, and I'm glad that I get to work with you.
Well, thank you so much, Darcy. And again, I just appreciate the outlet today. And I'd like people to remember that we have a mentorship program, and grab yourself a mentor, grab yourself a buddy here, and check in with each other every day. Get a small group together if you need to, but reach out and don't do this alone.
Let's have Sovereign Stylist clusters everywhere.
I love it.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, Pam. I hopefully you get a nice afternoon today on your day off, relaxing and regenerating for the future. And thank you so much for watching this recording, and we will see you in the future.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much.